Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to Dishonored. We're going to be taking off here with Somewhere Else. The Golden Cat, the finest ladies in all the Isles. Skilled in the sensual arts. Age whiskey. By God, sign me up. Right there. I know where I'm going. Well, not out the bricked up door, but now I know where I'm going. What the hell? Something's not right. No? No! There's, something's missing. I can't put my finger on it quite. Strange gravity. No, I think there's a bit more.
Hello, Corvo. Your life has taken a turn, has it not? The Empress is dead. Her precious daughter Emily is lost somewhere in the city, and you will play a pivotal role in the days to come. For this, I have chosen you and drawn you into the void. I am the outsider, and this is my mark.
Tales of our endeavors proliferate.
Great forces that
Thank you so much for the host.
and now these forces will serve your will. Use this newfound power. My gift to you.
I've been given the mark of the outsider. What's going on, Isaac? Hashtag no. Alrighty, well, bye, Isaac. Power, blink. Press left trigger to execute a fast and stealthy forward dash through the world. You can also use it to move upward, but the distance is reduced. Aiming at ledges will allow you to blink forward and climb up. Hold left trigger to target destination with precision. A blue sphere indicates that you should reach your destination. A blue arrow indicates that you climb up when you reach your destination. Oh, okay, so we get like a little tutorial area to kind of play around in. I see. Oh, no, 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 no! I'm a failure. Let's try that again. Fallen letter. You cannot save her. You cannot save her. You cannot save her. Piero's spiritual remedy. Oh, and those are mana potions. Watch your step. Emily's letter. Corvo, I am very sad. They said that you're dead like mother, but I'm gonna put this note in a bottle and throw it into the river because I do not believe them. Living here is very strange. I do not like it, so please come for me if you can. You know, add it to your journal. Yeah, I can see that, kid. Another mana poke. Look who's playing king. What the fuck are those? Well, that's gonna be difficult to drive. Use blink to climb. Aim edge of the roof, ledge, or higher surface. Oh, it's a whale. That's interesting. Thought about going down there into that ledge just to see if there was anything, but
In the days that follow, your trials will be great, Corvo. Seek the ancient runes bearing my mark in the lonely places of your world, and at shrines raised in my name. These runes will grant you powers beyond those of other men.
That's what I'm interested
To
in.
help you find these runes, I give you this. The heart of a living thing.
Gross!
Molded by my hands.
I don't know what that's been.
You will hear many secrets, and it will guide you toward my runes, no matter how they may be hidden. Listen to the heart now, and find...
You just handed me like some body part, like, oh, here's some evidence. Just... Equipping the heart in your left hand helps you locate bone charms or runes, even through walls. The heart beats and lights up when you're facing a bone charm or rune, and it beats faster as you get closer. The heart will whisper secrets if you press left trigger while targeting a person or location. What the fuck kind of power is that?
This place is the end of all things, and the beginning.
Okay. So it's talking to me now. This is fucking weird. I need to go down there. Before I do, wouldn't hurt to do some poking around, right? Okay. I'm gonna climb through the whole ship. Let's see if there's anything else down below in here. Well, don't fall down that. Interesting. I thought there might be something down here, but maybe not. There's lots of mana potions to continue my journey with. Which, honestly, I'm going to try to save as many of them as I can. New rune. What are you going to do? Stick that in the heart or something, or... Runes and acquiring powers. Once you've collected some runes, open the journal and go to the power section to exchange them for powers. Runes will be collected and used to acquire supernatural powers. Sorry, I have Blink. I can learn Dark Vision. That's really about it. That or Vitality. Health is increased. Health regeneration is improved at level 2. At level 1, your health is increased, allowing you to sustain more damage from attacks, explosions, or falling. At level 2, the portion of your health bar regenerates is improved in several ways. Regeneration occurs faster, and more of your health regenerates. Or I can pick Dark Vision. See in the dark and see living things through walls, including their fields of vision. Representation sounds that you make are also visible. Level 2, see in the dark, see living beings through walls, including their fields of vision. So useful objects and security systems through walls. Okay. Well, that seems like a no-brainer. I mean, HP or the power. I'm gonna take night vision. +5 trigger to see in the dark and reveal things living being through the solid walls. See their fields of view, as well as visual representation sounds you make. Level 2 shows you important items, security devices, weapons, ammo, coins, keys, or traps. It's like Batman X-ray vision. We'll almost never turn it off.
How you use what I have given you falls upon you, as it has to the others before you. And now I return you to your world, but know that I will be watching with great interest.
Alright, back to the Hound Pits pub. Hidden allies. Well, I've got the mark of the outsider now. Optional, the rune. New objective, a new day. Speak to the Admiral Havelock at the bar. This is new. Mythical whale artifact. Pouch of 500. A bone charm. Provide small supernatural benefits. Locate them by listening for the song they emit. By default, you can activate up to 3 bone charms at once in the bone charm selection of the journal. Bone charm. Bone charm. The Journal of Granny Rags. Excerpt for the railings of his street denizen. Of course I'll tell you, dearie. I won't keep any secrets from you in the end. All the dreary ideas of my life are like the windows of a house. From the kitchen, I can see out into the garden where the leaves and stalks are brown and bug-eaten. You can see a little lump of dirt where something was wrapped in a blanket and laid to rest along the rows of twisting vines. The front room looks out into the street where the neighbors are all setting fire to their homes, barricading themselves inside. Warm and snug, dearie. And don't forget about the bedroom either. It sees into a dreary alley where hooligans are playing a game with an old man. First two are hitting him with sticks, and the girl with them is kicking at his dry old ribs. Oh, to have those bones, to boil them in a pot. No one lives in my house anymore, dearie. No one you'd want to meet. When I lived there with my husband, we were fine people. Vera Moray, everyone would say, your house is as grand as Boyle Manor. Better even. Your dinners are lavish, and your parties are the best. When that young Sulkov came to paint my portrait, I was nearly still in my prime. Radiant, he said, and he was just barely a man, so young, painting all the best people across the land. Everyone wanted a portrait by his hand, all my friends. I was the only one, dearie, wet with his paint, glistening on the canvas for a pretty coin. But it wasn't all parties and paintings. My husband and I weren't always at home. No, we traveled together, he and I, to the far ends of the Isles. Beyond even, all the way to the red cliffs of Pandisa, to dig into the rock and crawl through the caves, holding up candles and squinting at the walls. Many precious things we came upon, but none so precious as the boy with the black eyes, dearie. All those marks and bones, carved so deep and polished so bright. I brought the old bones home, hid them from my dear husband. Then I learned to boil them and carve them myself. They made such good presents, dearie. The little mute boy tucked them home. He loved them so. All the time he came back with new bones for me, holding them up so I could see it in his eyes, even though his tongue was still. Granny, his eyes, he would say to me, carve these bones for me. Make me another present. And he went so far, all the way to Dunwall Tower. The royal headsman himself now. My little mute boy in a shiny, shiny sword. Better bones were just what I needed, you see? Better bones to carve and polish. Scrape them and gleam. My dear old husband was always tired. I made him soup and then he was sick. Better bones was all, for my little mute boy, carved in the name of the one with black eyes. And after my husband was gone, given away as birthday gifts, I didn't want to live there anymore. So now I'm old and don't have many to give my presents to. It's sifting through the garbage for granny rags and feeding the little birdies that gather at my feet. No one wants to have tea, dearie, especially those rude louts on Bottle Street. Slackjaw and his boys always meddling with an old woman just trying to make her way. In the end, we'll be together with him, you and me in the dreary night with stars above and below, and always the one with the black eyes, dearie. Bone charm, mystical... Early life and criminal record. Slackjaw. Excerpt from a series of letters sent by a member of the Bottle Street gang. Oh, you want the chinwag on Slackjaw? What he was like when he was young, before he got his name. Oh, he's got a cool head now, but we weren't always like that in the days before he was the boss of Battle Street gang. Time was young, Slackjaw wasn't a reasonable man. Like most of us, he grew up on the streets, running with a pack of ragamuffins, avoiding the law, pinching whatever he needed. Dark-haired and dark-eyed, smoking a pipe by the age of 10. For them born into the brothels or coming from the orphanages, it was either the gangs or working with the merc laws. No one wants that. Some got pressed into the Navy or put down in the mines by the Pendleton or Boyle families. As hard as it was on the streets, as hungry as we all got, at least we was free. By the time we weren't little ins anymore, Slackjaw was one to watch, usually calling the shots when we took down a farmer's cart or a sidewalk street vendor. He'd come up with a plan, give everyone some part to play, and decide on the split. Most of us just went along, because we learned fast that we made out better like that. More food, more coin. Plus, none of us wanted to deal with Slackjaw when he was in a rage. He worked on a couple of big jobs with Black Sally across town, and that was enough to get the attention of the other bosses. He wasn't just a street kid anymore. Now he was an up-and-comer, which meant trouble. Another guy who fancied himself as such was Mike the Fish, who was working his way up running the protection racket among the factory women. One fine evening, we were all taken to the ballet show in the theater house. Mike the Fish and his lot were there, and the cheap seats, too, just down the aisle from us. Mike gets a wild idea that he wasn't big on planning, throws a heavy ceramic spittoon at Slackjaw. Hits him square in the face and breaks his jaw. We see if there's going to be blood brawl, but Slackjaw just points to the door and we all leave, with Mike laughing at our backs. Waking up the next day without telling us why, Slackjaw mentions for us to all to follow. He still can't say a word, so we just come along. We stop at the docks and Slackjaw actually pays coin for it, a heavy chain covered in hooks. It's for fishing in the deep, something you attach to a line off the side of a ship. It's about 4 feet, made of thick links, and there's shark hooks coming off of it at different angles. Slackjaw's got that thing wrapped around his left arm, dangling at his side. Not sure how he knew where Mike the Fish was staying, but then we reached his girl's house. Slackjaw throws a bottle through the window, just like that. It's almost noon. There's a bunch of screaming inside, and Mike pokes his head out, long, looking wide-eyed and baffled. When he sees Slackjaw out in the street, a look comes over his face that still gives me the willies. Pure murder. Mike comes out of the side door, bellowing like a Blottix, holding a cleaver, heading straight for Slackjaw. When they come together in the street, Slackjaw spins the shark hook bite deep into Mike's arm and shoulder. He screams, but Slackjaw holds onto the chain. He's standing there with his jaw broken, clenched tight, with the chain wrapped around his left arm, hook sunk into Mike the Fish, just knifing him as fast as he can. Mike couldn't fight very well, hooked like that, and using his left hand, but he was a big guy, and it took a lot of stabbing before he went to his knees. Everyone was cheering at first, but then we all went quiet. It just kept going, and going, and going, until finally, it was just Mike the Fish blubbering, crying like a baby, and the sound of Slackjaw's knife. When it was over, and there was a brilliant part, Slackjaw took out a note and stuck it to Mike's face with a nail. It just said, "If you want a job, come to Bottle Street." Slackjaw didn't talk right for a couple of months, but word spread fast. By the end of the year, once we had a sizable gang going, he sent out letters to the other bosses, telling them that he was running a brand new crew on Bottle Street. Most of them laughed or beat up the guys who delivered the letters. Green Eye Irish even came back missing a thumb, but apparently Slackjaw was expecting that kind of reaction and had a backup plan. A week later, 4 of the bosses were dead. Seemed like a series of unfortunate events, but everyone knew. One shot dead by the watch while standing in the middle of a meat market, another slipping and falling into the water out cold. One of the older bosses found in his bed with a belly open wide and a TV and pear stuffed into his mouth. Still not sure what that meant. And Sheila Barnsworth was found bubbling in a cauldron of hot wax. Slackjaw sent out another set of letters, offers to the underbosses telling them they'd be treated fair as peers. He even sent Green Eye Trish with one of the letters. All of the underbosses accepted. After spilling the guts of his main competition, Slackjaw went in for stabilizing his business, real neat-like. Calling in favors, smoothing things over, giving everyone a little bit of coin or drink as a bonus, showing what it could be like as a boss. So everything got quiet, which always makes the boys of City Watch nervous, of course. Word went out among the Royal Spymaster snitches, the Responsible Citizens Group they called themselves, telling everyone working in the shop and sweeting off the front of the steps of the homes, keep watchful eyes out for Slackjaw and his men, trying to suss out what they were up to and what had just happened. But Slackjaw ain't stupid. He greased a few palms and shopkeepers on the watch too, telling them that he was in town to stay. Things would be run properly from now on, without so much blood. He was finally a real boss, ready to settle in the business of moving whiskey, running the howling fights, and offering up the ladies a gentleman of the night, if you took my meaning. And then the plague come. At first it seemed like a good thing. A few people got sick, and everyone would want to buy the potions from Salkov and Piero. Health elixir, or spiritual remedy they call them. Slackjaw told me he saw an opportunity. We already had old whiskey factory with a still. We could water the stuff down and sell it discounted. Doing the same with Salkov's elixir was a smart plan. Pretty soon, everybody in the slums was sick and business was good. But after a while, there were so many people down with the plague that everyone got scared. Everybody started acting real nasty and everything falling apart. When people can't work, they don't have coin for elixir watered down or pure. When the Empress died, it seemed like Dunwall was slide into the void. Spymaster Burroughs took over the watch and started using all that new Sokolov technology. Watchtowers, tall boys, and them arc pylons. They put up a wall of light across Clevering Boulevard and cracked down hard. But Slackjaws surprised us again. Instead of leaving town on a boot bound for Morley or one of the other isles, he stayed and kept it all together. We got as much elixir to fight off the plague as the city watch, with their taxes and rations, and that kept us alive, so far. Crowley, from the Bottle Street Gang. Hey, Bright Bro, what's going on, man? How you doing? Bone charm. So many. Mystical rat artifact. Fish. More bone charms. Pouch. And got a couple of books here. Rumors and Sightings. Dowd. Excerpt from an Overseer's Covert Field Report. For over a year now, I've lived away from the Abbey without the company of my Overseer brethren or the guidance of the blind sisters of the Oracular Order. Days have passed with me, sleeping in the dens of cut-pursers, murderers, and worse, and the night has seen me prowling through the worst alleys and wretched corners of Dunwall. I have taken my meals with killers. At times I have ventured beyond the city walls, meeting in forgotten graveyards and the outlying ruins frequented by those of ill means. My beard has grown long, and I wear the weathered clothing and bits of boiled leather favored by the Bottle Street and hotter gangs, and by those rough men and women that make their trade knifing others in return for coin. My hands have run red with blood. It's true, but I have selected my targets with care, choosing among those criminals and heretics who are not fit to live, executing them justly, and using their deaths as a means of building my reputation. So for this trick has allowed me to make my name among my murderous colleagues without taking the lives of the innocent. My goal is singular. I must impress all the assassin named Dodd in order to get close to him. Of all the practitioners of black magic we have tracked, none concern the Abbey as much as Dodd. It is said that his mother was a witch from one of the archipelagos off the Pedacian coast, taken captive by pirates venturing forth from the Isles. According to the legend, by the time the ship returned, the captain was dead and the witch controlled the crew, which Dodd still a shadow in her belly. The earliest stories tell of Killer King without mercy, moving among the shopkeepers and the city watch officers of Dunwall like a reaper through wheat. And a period of silence followed. Years now we have spent traveling the Isles, studying the anatomy and cult in the great halls, and learning in the hidden basements frequented by the fellow redoublers and the forbidden arts. Dodd isn't even purported to have spent a winter in the Academy of Nocturnal Philosophy itself, and for a time, before a schism developed, he counted the Brigmore witches among his allies. All the while, he honed his craft, and during that time, we believed he began to consort with the outsider. New reports emerged of a dusty-skinned assassin paid by the elite to eliminate their rivals in Dunwall and in the other major cities across the Isles. Those who saw him and lived numbered in the handful, but all of them reported something strange. He appeared and vanished like a snake from a nearby rooftop. He gestured, and a noble woman stumbled from her balcony, falling to her doom on the cobblestones below. Most recently, as this new threat of plague has risen in Dunwall, Jod has been seen leading a gang of men in dark leather, dressed as factory whalers in their vapor masks. They seem loyal beyond comprehension for someone so unworthy, leading to me of wondering if someone in this magic is dedicated to lulling their minds and enslaving them. Pardon me. Only a month ago, one girl claims to have come upon a strange scene. Carrying a bottle of milk home to her crippled brother, she was taking a shortcut through the tailor's district. In a narrow street, she passed beneath a window and heard unusual sounds from within. Pushing aside the ratty curtain, the girl saw into an abandoned apartment used by miscreants for gambling and trading hobber weed. As an occult shrine has been erected against the far wall, which she recognized from the teachings given by her local overseer, a man she described as resembling Dodd was kneeling before the shrine, muttering an unseen spirit as if in an argument. He took a carving made of pale bone from the altar before him, and the lights all went out in a gush of unclean wind. Quiet as a field mouse, she slipped away, running until she reached her home. There can be no doubt. Dodd is an agent of the outsider and must die, for there is no limit to the evil this man might do. This is my solemn oath to the great purpose of my life. Until Dodd is dead and his corruption has been purged from the world, I will continue to move among the depraved, winding my way toward him. I will not drop my guise or don my overseer's mask again until Dodd breathes no more. Arkane, what's up, everybody? How you guys doing? What's up, Smash? Field survey notes, The Royal Spy. Excerpt from the personal memoirs of Himmer Burroughs, dotted several years earlier. This is the 4th day, month of high cold. Progress continues in the suppression of gang activity in the Distillery District, but more slowly than I expected. The ruffians operating there have been cunning. I'll grant them that, but it's only a matter of time. I'll see their leaders flogged in public and sent beneath the royal executioner's blade. If I had my way, that mute bastard would be working night and day, removing the heads that need removing.
Tales of our endeavors proliferate.
Thank you so much for the host. What's going on, buddy? Internally, the Empress does not seem pleased with my investigations. It seems that it's beyond her thinking, against her very nature as a trusting person, to believe that traitors move among us. But I know they do. They must. Now, Jessamine would rather spend her time with the Royal Protector. At least he's likely to stop any immediate threat to her safety, but a strong arm is not what's needed against those who would undermine us. How will Corvo's sword stop a poisoned wine glass or an explosive delivered by a courier? It will not. There are many threats around us, threats requiring meticulous efforts to the police. Young Lady Emily is undisciplined, I'm afraid. Here within Dunwall Tower, she receives an instruction from the finest tutors known in the Isles, yet her mother spoils her, and she spends most of her time lost in imagination, wasting her time drawing or asking Corvo to teach her to fight with wooden sticks. The girl might rule the Empire someday. Every moment spent at a play is a moment wasted. Shoring up security for the main gate leading into Dunwall Tower has been another pet project of late. To think that back in his day, Emperor Caldwin left it open to the public during the day, allowing anyone to come and go as they pleased. If it were up to me, I'd seal off access to the streets entirely, but the Empress won't hear of it. The water lack is much easier to protect, and it was the only way to the tower. Traffic in and out would be greatly reduced. Someday, the wrong person is going to slip in, and we'll suffer for it. Mark my words. No amount of security is excessive when it comes to protecting the heads of the state. The Empress also disapproves of my plan for Sokolov devices. Sokolov himself has no interest in security, of course, but he's vain and therefore keen to see his inventions deployed in any fashion. The wall of light he's been tinkering about with was his promise. In any case, at least I was able to convince the Empress to upgrade the pistols carried by officers of the Watch. Why do I worry so when no one else seems to care? If I ever fall asleep, will it sink into the ocean? Will the rough things climb over the walls and fill themselves on our flesh? This is what I see in the dream several times each month. If only I had many say in things, many more authority, I could protect us all. Perhaps I've been working too hard. Dinner, evening of conversation with a certain lady. Refinement might be in order. Perhaps somewhere in the estate district. Hiriam Burroughs, Royal Spy Master. What's going on, everybody? How you doing, Smash? Thank you for throwing out the caster command. Appreciate it. What's going on, everybody from Smash Stream? How you guys doing today? Alright, cool. So I've got my zoom working on my mask. Alright, I think I've picked up everything from... I think these were all books based on unlocking the DLC, since I picked up the definitive edition. I think we're ready to get on with the story and take on our first mission here as Corvo.
Should I clear space for Samuel then?
If you like, but he won't use it.
Oh, they're talking below. I was like, what the hell's on the other side of the wall?
That's what he says. Says he was in the Navy too long. Can you believe it?
Oh.
That pile of wood out there? It's a hovel he built from an old rowboat. Where does Admiral Havelock find these people, I wonder?
Who is this? Cecilia. Hello? Oh, she's like the janitor, I see. Doing good, about to head to Savannah. That's cool, man.
Citizens of Dunwall. The old port
Savannah, Georgia?
added to the evacuation.
Depending on where you're coming from, you might be crossing right by me, Smash.
The Lord. That plague ordinances will remain in effect through the month of rain. Stay alert and stay loyal.
Alright, let's talk to the Admiral. Let's see what he wants us to do.
Well, let's get down to it.
Let's get down to it, shall we?
I know that assassination is dark business, but sometimes good men have to do bad things to make the world right. Our purpose is clear. We want to restore Her Majesty's line by finding and putting Emily Caldwin on the throne. To those ends, we'll hide, act in shadow, take them apart, piece by piece.
Piece by piece.
Tonight, High Overseer Campbell dies by your hand. It won't be easy, He's protected
Campbell
by his
Soup?
overseers,
Gonna
an
kill him?
army of religious zealots. But if anyone can do it, you can. Your exploits are legendary. Campbell carries a private journal. Once you've eliminated him, get the journal, because we think it contains Emily's location. Recovering her is obviously critical, assuming she's alive. That's the gist of it. Remember our cause and strike true. We're counting on you.
All right.
Campbell is holding a former overseer by the name of Martin. He's one of us, and if you manage to find him, give him whatever help you can. He's a master strategist, and he got caught working for our cause. It'd be good to have him back here at the How Pits.
Okay. So we gotta go kill Campbell Soup, and we're also gonna try to help out one of our comrades who are inside.
Give you a moment.
Looks like a terrible place to keep a gun.
Corvo. Hello. I'm Callista.
Well, hello.
I work here for Admiral Havelock. I'm sorry to intrude on your business, but this is important. I suspect you're going to kill the High Overseer. That wretched man.
Yes, that's
There's really
that's
no
the goal.
reason for you to listen to me. But my uncle, Jeff Kernow, still serves as captain in the City Watch. But he's a good man, and my only family. The chatter in servant circles is that Campbell just took delivery of an exotic poison. And I think I know why. My uncle's not corruptible like the rest of them. Campbell is going to poison my uncle. Do you think you could protect him? You used to do that, right? Before you had your current profession. Before you became an assassin.
Okay, so you want me to... Man, this is getting complicated already. Optional spare captain. Oh, man. So, I need to kill this guy, protect her uncle, and deliver any supplies to the people that we have on the inside. This is getting really in-depth really fast. Alright, Samuel. Let's do it.
Just wondering, sir, if you thought about perhaps seeing Piero before venturing into the Overseer's nest. I'd recommend going with the best gear you can get together.
Well, I didn't think of that, but I mean, yeah, I guess. Piero. Let's see, where was the shop? Here it is. Oh, that's far less exciting than I thought it was going to be. Can I actually, like, put my tools in here and sharpen them up, or... Oh, man. What's up, Batter Pete? Did I put any of the bone charms on? I did not. I collected, like, a ton of them. You're right. Let me see if I can figure out how to do that. Well, it's not that button. Here we go. Bone charms. I can hold up to 7 bone charms. Enemies miss ore often with arrows and bolts. Drop assassination gives a bit of health. Swim speed increased slightly. Breath capacity. Moderate keyhole peeping magnification. The ultimate voyeur. Delicate touch. Breaking glass is moderately reduced. Sword versus sword contest more frequently. Sure, I'll take that one. Damage from explosions reduced slightly. Shot whiskey bottles explode with greater intensity. Powers effect slightly improved. Probably an important one. White rats can be consumed for mana. Disgusting and exciting. White rats won't attack you. Well, let's do that as well. Alright. What else am I more... I guess I can put on all 7? I guess we'll go... I'm probably going to break some glass. I'm going to peep through some keyholes. And drop assassination, maybe. And let's... Oh. Let's take that off. Let's get the quick dodge. More often with arrows and bolts. Okay, and I got like 2 grand on me? White power! Oh, Jesus. Medic. And then I need more runes to actually unlock more powers. Alright, so the objective is eliminate High Overseer Campbell. Optional, the rune. Use the heart to find the rune near the Hound Pit's pub. Wait a minute. Here we go. There's a rune over here. Well, we might as well get the free rune before we go, right? Don't get eaten by the fish that are in the water. Get out of there. There it is. Come on, get up there. Fine, just grab it from the water. Play your way. Powers. Powers we obtain from runes can be used to creatively defeat enemies or move through the environment. Blink from roof to roof, possess rats and fish, or slow time before rushing a group of enemies. Fuck. I think the fish are, like, nibbling at my ankles. Please! Get me out of the water. Thank you. Alright, well. No two ways about it. There we go. Get me the hell out of there. Alright. What the fuck is wrong with the... Oh, I thought that was his fingers that were, like, nibbled off there, but... Shadow Kill would be a good power for you to get since you seem to do a lot of stabbing. It has dark vision to see the fish, if I recall. Oh, okay. I can probably keep dark vision enabled there. Alrighty. What was the other thing I had to do? Oh, I can get myself some more HP if I'd like. Takes 2 runes to level this up. And we'll take a little bit of extra vitality before we go. Extended health bar. Alright. Optional. Spare Captain Kernau. Ensure Captain Kernau survives his visit to the office of the High Overseer. And I have like 2 grand to spell with, what's his face? Who's next door? Or should be. A second solution. Oh, I already did that.
What can I do for you?
Alright, let's get a couple of materials before we start going here. Oh, I can just buy runes? Yeah, well, I might as well, I mean, right? We need those. Those are important. And then I can get a couple of these. Let's... One for security systems. We'll get one of those. And then we'll bring... like, a spring razor. Bring 2 of those. There we go. A couple of bullets. We'll max out on those. And, I mean, I got money to blow, so... I think I could probably... almost max out here. Alright. Now we're ready to rock and roll. Hello? Oh, you already talked to me. Yes, that's your father. I'll try to save him.
Just give the signal.
Ready to go? Let's do it. We're going to go ahead and cut it here for this episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next episode of Dishonored.